So my presentation actually goes like something like this, which is I want to tell you my story in Bollywood style. And I think stories are the things which connect the most with everyone. So puri presentation memes mein hai, and I am going to tell you my story via this Bollywood की ज़बानी. सारा शहर हमें QueueBuster के नाम से जानता है. तो who we are? We are known as QueueBuster, which is an super app for businesses to manage your billing, inventory, khata, online dukaan, all combined into one. So typically, Windows-based systems, लगते हैं आप किसी shop में जाते हो, you see a Windows-based system. We do the exactly same stuff, but on Android. So we are an Android-based point of sale system, which you need for your store to manage your billing, inventory, khata, and all of that stuff. ये कहाँ आ गए हम साथ चलते थे. I would like to share a journey with you. Me and my brother started this company called 𝗏𝗡𝗏 Solutions in 2012. It was a software development company. We used to make apps and websites for customers in India and abroad. फिर 2 साल उसको चलाते हमें लगा कि this is a very stray dog business. आपको रोज गड्ढा खोदना है, रोज खाना है. There is no novelty in what we were doing at that point. तो हमने सोचा कि अपना कोई product बनाते हैं rather than giving out services. So we came out with our first product called as 𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏, which was a restaurant-based point-of-sale solution for restaurants. And we have none other than 𝗘𝗄𝗆 sir here. I think he's somewhere backside. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Mall gave us the first opportunity to put our software there. अगर आप आज भी जाओगे, when you go there, the software in their food court is all QueueBuster, which was deployed in 2015. So it's been almost 8 years that they are using the software. So that we launched in 2014. Within 3 months of that launch, Zomato saw that, and then they acquired us. So we became Zomato's first Indian acquisition, and 𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 became Zomato base. फिर हम चले गए Zomato में. Almost within 3 months of our acquisition, Swiggy raised a huge round of funding, right? And I think Zomato then decided to move to the entire online ordering. उस समय they don't used to deliver themselves. They just used to raise an order for restaurants, and restaurant used to deliver. So पूरा model change हो गया था. So the entire thing shifted. It moved away, and then we came out in 2016 after spending 15 months in Zomato and started QueueBuster. So in 2016 we started QueueBuster. The idea was very simple and fair in our mind that within 10 years from now, like by 2025, 2026, Android is going to be the prominent operating system for businesses. Windows will somehow lose its sheen because of inherent problems, जगह नहीं होती रखने की, complex softwares हैं, and Android will become prominent, which we have seen outside India also. Most of the US countries use iPads and mobile phones for their business operations. So we started that. 2009 was really a great time for us when we started partnering with payment companies because they came up with their Android-based hardware or smart machines for credit card, debit card processing. That became a a ground for us to start giving out our software. So we actually became like from a 100 outlet company to a 1,000 plus merchants company. Then by 2020 COVID hit. But then we innovated a little on online dukaan features and khata features and all of that, survived that bad 2-3 years. 2021, we were almost 15,000 plus merchants. And then in 2022, this movement happened. Utha le re baba. So we have our investors with us as well. ह्र्ष, if you are around. So we raised our Series A round from the top-notch grade A investors in India, Chirate, Omidar, Flourish, DMI Finance, and Pune Prime. This happened exactly 1 year before, in June 2022. What it is all about? App ke features क्या हैं? तो रिश्ते में तो not exactly in this sense, but we do a lot of stuff for retailers. So any kind of a retailer, चाहे restaurant हो, grocery हो, spa and salon ho, electronics ho, any kind of a retailer can use QueueBusters. And we have a plethora of features in the application. We have a stall outside. If you want to see really live in action, please visit the stall and you can see what all we have. But these are majorly all the features that you would typically need to run your store with ease. और जो नहीं होता, we have amazing tech team here. तो हम उनकी रातें काली करवाते हैं, लेकिन deliver कर देते हैं. So if there are things which we don't have in the product, we do a lot of customizations and integrations for our customers. बहुत फैला हुआ business है, तो what all we do almost all kinds of businesses. There are only two businesses which we don't typically talk to. Those are pharmacies and jewelers, because there are inherent difficulties in these, and we are not equipped to answer most of the pharmacy and jeweler-related problems. But except for those two industries, I have written pharmacies in a retail format. We do. Except for those, QueueBuster can be used by any kind of an outlet to manage their business operations. हाँ, क्यों देखूँ मैं QueueBuster? It's a very prominent question that pops up a lot of time because most of the people do have an existing system that they are using or they are contemplating to use an existing systems. And I would say 99% of the market still is Windows heavy. People still buy Windows-based systems to run their operations for their outlets. So we are faced with this question quite literally every time we go and talk to any kind of a retailer. The answer is very simple. सब कुछ है, डेस्कटॉप है, प्रिंटर है, सब बड़ी-बड़ी चीजें हैं. हमारे पास QueueBuster है, उसके पीछे का लॉजिक क्या है? The logic is you actually don't need so many different peripheral devices to do just billing or just inventory management, right? You are not living in 1990. We are living in 2023 where all these things like your big screen, your printers, your scanners, they don't need to be separated. They can actually combine, get into one small single device, and you can run an awesome software on it, right? So, क्यों देखूं? Very simple answer to this is, now you don't actually need 10 peripheral devices to run your operations, business operations. You can actually do it in a single device, and we are not into devices. So don't get me wrong here. We don't sell or manufacture hardware devices. We are pure play software. But the devices on which we run are all integrated into one single. Again, please feel free to visit the stall, and you will see a plethora of hardware devices from small screen to big screen where we run our software. So I'm going to show you one video. You'll have to play it from the console. This is what I took when I visited a mall recently.
Hi, so I'm at the 𝗚𝗔𝗚𝗍𝗃
There were
kiosk
two kiosks.
at Pacific Mall Subhash.
There were two kiosks. One is an 𝗚𝗔𝗚𝗃 kiosk, another is a 𝗪𝗏 kiosk. And 𝗚𝗔𝗚𝗃 is our customer. We gave them the software, our software, and then right next to it, there is 𝗪𝗏 stall. So I can give you a fair, in this video, you'll see a fair comparison of when we say we save a lot of your space, your time, your energy, your money. So just have a look at this video.
Hi, so I'm at the 𝗚𝗔𝗚𝗃 kiosk at Pacific Mall Subhash Nagar, and so herein found this application QueueBuster running on the Fine-Labs device. And
So a small Fine-Labs device.
that you don't need a shelf space
Go on.
to run this kind of a kiosk. For this setup, you don't need a laptop or anything of that sort. You can actually run this entire store on this small machine itself.
So you can see there is billing, inventory,
And then
all of
next
that
to it,
stuff just in
you
that
also
small
have
device.
the 𝗪𝗏 store, and I think they perhaps are using a full desktop-based system.
There was mantra happening
And
there.
see the retail space. So almost like 20% of the retail space is being used here. And here you don't actually, you can actually use this entire space for keeping more products.
Right, so this will give you a fair enough idea of when you switch to a more compact system, you actually can put a lot of your SKUs there. There is no need to put big systems. You can actually use that space to put more products. And typically for small retailers, there is a space crunch. And also there is a complexity involved, and there are a lot of other things which are involved. So most important factor that I want to talk about is the cost optimization, right? So सबका पैसा बचाएगा तेरा QueueBuster, which is cost of hardware, cost of software, cost of retail shelf space, ease of use because there is a cost of training involved, and the e-waste that you generate. So these are the 5 major things that after using QueueBuster, it value adds to your business. Obviously from a 1 lakh rupees desktop or a hardware, you actually switch to maybe a 𝗙𝗏𝗏 machine, or even the Android machines are like 30,000, 20,000 rupees machines, right? So there is a drastic 80% saving there. The cost of software itself is way too less. The cost of retail shelf space. So if you take 20% of your shelf space, I'll give you a mathematics, right? Yogesh sir is here. If he's not here, you typically charge 2 lakh rupees for a kiosk like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which was there, right? And if you spend 10% of that space just to keep a hardware, you are spending close to 20,000 rupees every month just to keep that device there, right? And you can squeeze that up, make it almost go away, like make it zero. So you are saving almost 2.5-3 lakh rupees on every store by just switching to a solution like this. Then cost of training also. Most of the ERP grade softwares are very difficult to understand. They take a lot of training, and there is a learning curve which you can save with QueueBuster. Lastly, e-waste. There is obviously, as evolved human beings, we should also think about how much e-waste we are generating when you are using other big systems, vis-a-vis when you use a small system. QueueBuster versus competition. People say that, hey, हमारे पास भी Android. We also do Android software, right? So, but you will not find most of our competitors actually giving out Android-based hardware. So होता सबके पास है, but दिखाता कोई नहीं है. The reason is because it takes time, and we have been doing Android-based software for almost close to 10 years now. So it's a matter of time that you need to invest to get to the ERP grade software. And that's the reason why we are, I would say, perhaps the #1 player in Android software. We have taken that lead. We also do a lot of partnerships, right? We believe that nobody is just going to throw away their ERPs and just put QueueBuster. One case is, let's say, CocoCart. You go to any CocoCart outlet, you will find billing happening on a 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 machine. The entire store runs on just a small machine, running QueueBuster on top of it. But we also understand that there are back-end operations which needs to be sorted, like there is a warehouse, there is some transportation happening here and there. So they are using Microsoft Navision, let's say, at the back-end. They don't want to remove that, but for a storefront, they want to use something really, really light. So we provide a lot of integrations, almost 50+ integrations that we have written all across different hardware, software. So you don't need to worry that you have to just check out your existing ERP to use QueueBuster. You can start using QueueBuster in your outlets, and still at the back end, you can still use your ERP. Our customers, this is a slightly old presentation. So we have very recently also onboarded 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Yellow Dwelling, Rare Planet, all of these guys, those who used to use big systems now, you go to any 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 outlet, you go to any Yellow Dwelling outlet or Rare Planet outlet, now you will find small compact machines being used to generate invoices for customer. Almost 50,000+ customer merchants using it on a daily basis. That ends. आया हूँ कुछ तो लेके जाऊँगा simply means that if you are here attending this conference, we have tried to put up a lot of like-minded people under one roof. And अगर हम एक दूसरे से कुछ लेके ना जाएं, so it's worth spending a Saturday on something like this, right? So I am also expecting the same from you. If I've come here, then definitely we should bring back home something which is amazing and great for everyone. Thank you. That's it.